All right, let's get to it. Your thoughts on this defeat for Mexico, Mal, not the first 2-0 we've witnessed in recent times to the U.S.
No, foreseeable. I think there was a reason, at least, for optimism from the Mexican national team side after what happened against Panama and the performance that the U.S. had against Jamaica. We thought there were some weaknesses in the U.S. team that Mexico could exploit, but that didn't happen. It was 10 to 15 good minutes from Mexico, and then just the one chance by Luis Chavez. Other than that, nothing really in terms of creating opportunities, good build-up, chemistry within the team. So it is really, really concerning. I thought about that stat earlier today. It's with 1 goal in the last 6 games against the U.S. I think that says a lot. And I feel, Seb and Herc, to me, the most discouraging thing is I used to be upset when defeats like this happen. We were in Vegas almost a year ago when Diego Coca lost his job. And I remember being upset, very, very mad. Now, and this is probably the stages of grief, right? Now I've moved on to sadness. Now I'm just sad when I see the result because I go back and think, do we have the elements to change this, to hope for a different outcome? And the answer is no.
You know, Seb, I don't think I've ever seen fans this dejected, and I understand because they're fans, right? You put so much emotion, so much of, you know, you project so much onto the field of where you want to be, where you want to see the Mexican national team, and I understand the fans' sentiment, but the dejection, the loss of hope on the Mexican national team players, that for me was like, whoa, what's going on here? I watched the post games in Spanish, and El Chiquito Sanchez, you know, being interviewed, and well, they have more players in Europe. You know, we need to change things. Chucky Lozano, well, you know, they have better players, this and that. It's the hope that kills you. And they've lost it. And it's not the fan that gets me. It's these players. When the players lose the hope, that for me, yesterday was a little eye-opening.
Yeah, Mexico didn't just lose, man. They were dominated in this game. There was like no threat that Mexico was ever going to really, you know, trouble the U.S. And I think beyond that, you know, from a Mexican perspective, there was a long time where the U.S. could beat Mexico with things like corner kicks and set pieces and physicality and strength. We're not seeing that anymore. The U.S. is beating Mexico with better soccer. And I think for the Mexican sporting ego, that's probably, both from a player, media, fan perspective, that's what's got to cut deepest about these defeats. You're not losing to the U.S. the way you used to lose to the U.S. You're losing in a different and what I think is probably a more humiliating way, ultimately, for the Mexican family.